The automotive industry is facing a significant challenge in 2025. On April 2nd, new tariffs on imported cars came into effect. These tariffs, set at 25%, are already having a ripple effect across the US and Canada. Experts predict a drop of 2 million car sales across both countries. This situation has put immense pressure on automakers and consumers alike. This essay will delve into the ramifications of these tariffs. We will explore the projected sales figures, price increases, and the response of both automakers and consumers. Additionally, we'll examine the potential long-term impacts on the economy and the electric vehicle market. The 25% tariff on imported cars is designed to protect domestic manufacturing. However, it has drawn criticism from various corners of the automotive world. Opponents argue that it will stifle competition and ultimately harm consumers. The tariffs apply to a wide range of vehicles. Everything from small hatchbacks to luxury SUVs imported from overseas is now more expensive. This increase in cost is likely to deter many potential buyers. They will either have to absorb the higher price or consider alternatives. These alternatives include buying domestic or opting for used vehicles. Regardless of their choice, the impact of these tariffs is undeniable. Industry analysts predict a significant reduction in car sales for 2025. Initial forecasts were optimistic, with Cox Automotive predicting 16.3 million units sold in the U.S. However, the tariffs have forced a downward revision. Cox Automotive has adjusted their forecast to 15.6 million units. Goldman Sachs paints an even bleaker picture, projecting sales of only 15.4 million units. These figures represent a substantial drop from previous years. If the tariffs remain in place, the impact on the automotive market could be long-lasting. The possibility of a 7 million unit drop in annual sales by 2035 is a stark warning. This scenario highlights the potential for significant disruption within the industry. The most immediate and tangible effect of the tariffs is a sharp rise in vehicle prices. Experts estimate that the 25% tariff will translate to a 17% increase in sticker prices. This means consumers could be paying an additional $1,000 to $9,000 per vehicle. Goldman Sachs predicts even higher increases. They project price hikes between $2,000 and $4,000 within the next year. These price increases are putting a strain on consumer budgets. Many potential buyers are now priced out of the market. Others are delaying their purchases, hoping for a change in policy or a softening of prices. This uncertainty is affecting consumer confidence, which could have broader economic implications. Faced with declining sales and a hesitant consumer base, automakers are scrambling to mitigate the impact of the tariffs. The automotive industry, which has long been a cornerstone of the global economy, is now navigating through one of its most challenging periods. The tariffs have not only increased the cost of imported parts but have also led to a significant rise in the prices of finished vehicles. This has made potential buyers more cautious, further exacerbating the decline in sales. Some, like Ford, are offering substantial discounts to entice buyers. These discounts are part of a broader strategy to maintain market share and keep inventory moving. By slashing prices, Ford hopes to attract budget-conscious consumers who might otherwise delay their purchase or opt for a competitor's vehicle. Ford has extended its employee discount program to all customers until June 2nd. This move is unprecedented and highlights the lengths to which the company is willing to go to boost sales. The employee discount program, traditionally reserved for Ford employees and their families, offers significant savings and is now available to the general public. Others, like Hyundai, are attempting to absorb the increased costs, at least temporarily. By doing so, they aim to keep their vehicles competitively priced and avoid passing the additional costs on to consumers. This strategy, however, is not without its challenges. Hyundai has maintained its prices but has had to make cuts elsewhere, discontinuing its complimentary maintenance program. This decision, while necessary, could impact customer satisfaction and long-term brand loyalty. Complimentary maintenance programs have been a key selling point for Hyundai, and their removal might deter some potential buyers. These short-term solutions are a stopgap measure. They provide temporary relief but do not address the underlying issues caused by the tariffs. Automakers are aware that these measures are not sustainable in the long run and are actively seeking more permanent solutions. They highlight the pressure automakers are under to maintain sales momentum. The industry is in a state of flux, with companies constantly reassessing their strategies to adapt to the changing market conditions. The pressure to perform is immense, and the stakes are high. Some are even considering more drastic measures. These include closing down underperforming dealerships, reducing workforce, or even exiting certain markets altogether. Such measures, while extreme, might be necessary to ensure the long-term viability of the business. These include pausing shipments of imported vehicles or increasing production of American-made cars. By focusing on domestic production, automakers hope to reduce their reliance on imported parts and vehicles, thereby mitigating the impact of the tariffs. However, these strategies come with their own set of challenges and risks. Increasing domestic production requires significant investment in infrastructure and workforce training. Additionally, the quality and cost of domestically produced parts might not match those of imported ones, leading to potential issues with vehicle performance and pricing. The road ahead is uncertain and automakers must navigate it with caution and foresight. Uncertainty surrounding the tariffs has led to a decline in consumer confidence for 4 consecutive months. This trend is a worrying sign for the overall economy. Economists warn that it could be a harbinger of a recession. The decline in car sales is just one piece of a larger puzzle. The potential for a recession is a serious concern. It underscores the interconnected nature of the global economy. The automotive industry, with its vast supply chains and workforce, plays a crucial role in this ecosystem. Disruptions in this sector can have far-reaching consequences. As new car prices climb out of reach for many, the used car market is experiencing renewed interest. With the cost of new vehicles steadily increasing, more and more consumers are turning their attention to pre-owned options. This shift is not just a temporary trend but a significant change in consumer behavior. Experts anticipate a surge in demand for used vehicles. This surge is driven by a combination of economic factors, including inflation and supply chain issues that have made new cars less accessible. The affordability of used cars makes them an attractive option for budget-conscious buyers. This increased demand could lead to a scenario similar to the one witnessed during the COVID-19 pandemic. During that period, the automotive industry saw unprecedented changes, with used car prices soaring due to limited new car inventory and heightened demand. During that time, used car prices skyrocketed due to supply chain disruptions and increased demand. The pandemic highlighted vulnerabilities in the global supply chain, causing delays and shortages that affected new car production, and consequently, the availability of new vehicles. While a thriving used car market might seem positive, it presents its own set of challenges. For one, the increased demand for used cars can drive up prices, making it harder for some consumers to find affordable options. Additionally, older vehicles often come with higher maintenance costs, which can offset the initial savings. Consumers may find themselves paying a premium for older vehicles, with potentially higher maintenance costs. This can be particularly concerning for those who rely on their vehicles for daily transportation and cannot afford frequent repairs. Additionally, a surge in used car sales does little to benefit the new car market. Automakers who depend on new car sales may find themselves struggling to meet their sales targets, which can have broader implications for the industry. It could further exacerbate the sales slump facing automakers reliant on new car sales. As the market dynamics shift, both consumers and manufacturers will need to adapt to the changing landscape of the automotive industry.